So now as we head to 285, the heavyweights, it's number 19, Shawn Streck for Purdue, redshirt freshman, 21-10 on the year from Maryville, Indiana. He had a really, really hard-fought loss at Penn State Friday night in a match that he was just unable to get the escape late to get out for the win. So he took the L there, and then on the other side, it's Deuce Rachal, a redshirt junior, 8-9 from Chicago, Illinois. Probably a big fan of the deep dish pizza, as I know I am, and I'm sure you are as well.
Sure. Got to make sure you get a deep dish when you're in Chicago, right?
I think it's the best pizza out there, personally. You see Streck sits at 19th in the country. So we look at the Purdue overall team record, 24th in the nation, taking the loss on Friday at Penn State, and now not looking good with another loss here today. You'd have to imagine next week we might find ourselves outside of that top 25.
Yeah, I would imagine that Purdue at number 9 9 weeks straight being ranked between numbers 19 and 24 very, periodically throughout that time, as we're going to stop for blood on Deuce Rachal. That 9-week stretch, I would imagine is probably going to be over coming into this next week as the rankings come out in this coming week, taking, a tough loss to Penn State and losing that one 42-6, coming in here and losing this one against Illinois.
Just one of those situations where there's just no off nights in the Big Ten and there's no chance to really catch your breath. If you're Illinois, it probably was nice having the entire week off here to prepare for Purdue after competing last Sunday against Minnesota. And then for the Boilermakers, you travel back home after a tough one Friday night. And, you're back in front of your home crowd, so there's definitely doesn't take much to get up for that match and get fired up back on home. But, I mean, it's just tough.
This is what this Purdue team has to be prepared to do. Is the next couple weeks they're going to be wrestling every Friday and Sunday for the next 2 or 3 weeks. So they have to be able to bounce back after tough matches. You take a tough loss on a Friday, you have to still be able to bounce back and wrestle on a Sunday. So, they have to be able to show that they can handle a little adversity.
Single leg attempt from Deuce Rachal, stalling warding against Streck, and they go back to center after going sprawling out of bounds.
Now, as we said, Shawn Streck, the redshirt freshman, taking a very close loss on Friday against Penn State, one of the closest matches of that entire duel. So he's coming in today with a little chip on his shoulder, trying to get back into the win column. 21-10 on the season. He's definitely more used to wins than losses.
Rachal with another attempt at that leg of Streck. Streck doing a good job this time of fighting it off.
Very good job by Streck as that shot was taken. As soon as your opponent gets their leg, just to kind of shoot your leg straight down into the mat and make sure that you kind of break that grip behind your leg. Great job by Streck doing that.
30 seconds remaining here in the first period. Still no score. Streck back at center with Deuce Rachal. These heavyweights have a tough time in this conference. It seems like there's just a lot of really good heavyweights in the Big Ten this year between Ohio State and Michigan and Penn State. It's just never a night off.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, Big Ten being the premier wrestling conference, I think as of the last rankings, there was 10 or 11 Big Ten schools in the rankings, top 3 being Big Ten, with Penn State, Ohio State, and Iowa. So you're going to see, in this Big Ten schedule, you're going to see good talent every single night.
Yep.
And you have to be able to show up. You have to be able to take a loss on a Friday and get a win on the Sunday.
Yeah.
You have to be able to, take losses on both weekends, on both days. Sometimes that happens. You have to be able to bounce back. We'll see if Streck can do that.
Streck gives up the 1 point to Deuce Rachal on the escape, and Rachal back to the offense. He went for the single leg. Streck, good job fighting it off. Rachal last time out lost to Riley Strayfield of Minnesota 9-4. As you look up and down as they've been reading off these last match results for Illinois, every single one of them really, really close, tough matches for the most part. As you see now, approaching the final minute here in the second period. Most of the time in this match being wrestled at neutral, which you expect out of the heavyweights because it only takes one move to get them down, but it takes a little bit of time to get that weight transferred in the right direction and be able to get that trip or that single leg takedown to drive them to the mat. Shot there by Rachal. Streck, nice job fighting it off. He's got a hold of that leg and a beautiful takedown there for Shawn Streck. He took the shot by Rachal and turned it into offense for himself, able to get a hold of that leg and to drive him down to the mat. And just like that, Shawn Streck takes a 2-1 lead.
I'd like to see Streck take advantage of that right leg as he kind of had it out there as a little bit of a kickstand. Looks like they're probably just going to ride out this last 5 seconds here. And just as I say that, Deuce Rachal trying to get the escape or get the reversal. He'll get the escape, not the reversal. Probably a good call by the referee awarding that escape to end the first period, or the second period, excuse me, tied 2-2.
That's a tough point for Streck to give up there in the last 3 seconds of the second period. So with that, Shawn Streck will take down for the Boilermakers. The match is tied 2-2. Deuce Rachal on top, coming in with a record of 8-9 on the year, trying to get back to 500, and then Streck, the 19th ranked wrestler in the country.
That was a great pop by Streck coming up out of that.
Minute 30 to go here. We'll be curious to see what kind of offensive move Deuce Rachal goes for here. He had one really nice attempt at a takedown that was near the out-of-bounds line by press row that was just too far out of bounds before he could get Shawn Streck down to the mat. Other than that, he really hasn't had much success on the offensive side of things, with both points coming from escapes. There goes Rachal. He's got a hold of the leg. Streck, nice job fighting it off.
That was a great job by Rachal, kind of pushing up Streck's right hand, seeing them stand up a little bit, and then take his shot. Very good routine shot by Rachal.
Streck went for a shot there. He slid to the mat and tried to grab a hold of that leg. He had it for a second, but he knew he wasn't in a very good position, so wisely lets go and tries to back out before Rachal can turn it into offense for himself. As now we approach the last 30 seconds of the match. And it's going to be up to Deuce Rachal to try to get some offense here. Shawn Streck's got to try to fight him off in these last 20 seconds to get the win. Shot there by Rachal. Streck, really nice job fighting it off and getting around quickly behind. A big 2-point takedown, 1-point escape for Rachal, 5-3 in favor of Streck.
Got to be careful here in these last 10 seconds that you don't give up a takedown.
5 seconds remaining. Rachal's got to go now. He goes for the upper body, tries to snap it down. Shot there for the leg. And just like that, the match comes to an end. So Shawn Streck gets the win for Purdue, 5-3, winner by decision over Deuce Rachal, increasing his overall record now to 22-10. Shawn Streck gets the win for the Boilermakers.